What's up, guys? Kristen Ninja here. So I'm sure you all know by now that the singer David has been arrested, and I cannot be any happier than I am right now about this situation. Just look at this. As you can see here in the screen grab I got from ABC 7 Los Angeles, singer David arrested in connection with the murder of teen. LAPD says he was arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas. The teen's body was found in an impounded Tesla last year. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, David is a singer who got popular on TikTok making songs like Romantic Homicide and, some other songs that, I don't really listen to his music, like I never really did. I'm not on TikTok like that, but he made a few songs like Romantic Homicide and, let me look at his discography real quick. Let's see. Okay, so songs like Pedal to Thorns, Withering, Runaway, Bleed Out, It's That Time Again, Life's a Dream, Fly Away, Romantic Homicide, More Than Just Friends, these are all songs that this man has made. These are all songs this man has made, and one of them, like Romantic Homicide, goes like, in the back of my mind, you died. And I didn't even like however the song goes. Like I'm gonna put some clips up here, but like I said, I don't really listen to his music. I just remember like some of what was said in the early days of the case. However, the important part is that it was like about a year and a half ago in 2025. Well, about 7 months ago, I guess now in 2025 in September. There was a body found in his car, and it was the remains of a Miss Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And that's not the worst thing.
What?
The thing that's actually worse is the body wasn't all in one piece. And police were investigating him for pretty much this whole time, gathering evidence, and now he's been arrested with the evidence leading to probable cause. Not an indictment, but probable cause. But honestly, you could kind of see what happened all over the internet, and it's all over the walls of the situation. Now, I will say before I get too deep into this video,
Anyways, I am legally required to read this, so take this as you will.
I am not making a judgment. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, as everyone should have the ability to be proven innocent or be innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's how our justice system works. That's how we keep things fair. That's how we prevent people from being wrongfully arrested and wrongfully convicted. But that doesn't always happen, and people will speculate and make their own ideas and come up with their own theories and stuff like that. So this is not me casting a judgment call. This is just me laying out the evidence and a theory of what I believe happened. So it's kind of clear from the relationship talked about all over the internet that David was a PDF.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Celeste was 14 when she died.
Is this serious?
She wasn't even 17. She wasn't 16. She was 15. She would have been 15 years old had she lived to the time she was found. But she was only 14 when she died. Now, David is now 21. At the time, I think he was 19, but still, that is extremely, extremely concerning that he was messing around with this person who was not of age, and he was over age. There's been a lot of speculation about, like, if it was truly him, and his legal team obviously is claiming he was not guilty and he did not do it. As I've learned from watching Sinister with Bose, if your legal team does not do a reasonably good job, you could actually file for a mistrial. So they have to do a reasonably good job to defend you and your innocence, presumed. But it is clear that he was messing around with that girl. They were in a relationship, and it's clear that he was into her as a younger girl. So me personally, I think he should have been arrested for that on his own, because there have been stories circulating that Celeste would run away often from her family, indicating that her family didn't approve of the relationship. So it's not like he could say, oh, well, her family was okay with it. Like, they likely were not. And especially now, they're definitely not okay with it now because she's no longer with us. There was the argument that it wasn't actually that Celeste that died that he was in a relationship with. He was in a relationship with another girl named Celeste, but apparently that was after the fact. And I don't really know the exact timeline, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know every single crucial detail of the story. I'm just laying out the evidence that I've found, and speaking on it because he was arrested, and now it's a good time to say, like, he's been arrested, and here's some of the things that I believe he should have been arrested for. But yeah, so they like had apparently matching tattoos, and he was always seen in videos with her, and apparently there's a song that goes like Celeste, the girl with the tattoo on my chest, or whatever like that. But hopefully I could put like a clip of that song or a clip of hopefully I put a clip of like those lyrics in the video over here. But I ain't really rocking with it. I am not rocking with it at all. Then on top of that, there's videos where David is actively acknowledging that they're not in an appropriate relationship.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Especially because Celeste is not even 18 yet, or not even 16 yet, not even 15 yet. Not saying that that's okay, but she's not of age, and he's in this relationship with her that is clearly not appropriate. But like I was saying, Celeste would apparently run away a lot, and there were clips of them online together. And to me, one of the most crucial parts of evidence that I would have indicted him over was there's a video of him cleaning off a pair of Jordans that appeared to be the same ones that Celeste wore all the time. Now that could just be they had very similar pairs of shoes. You got done with filming something. There was like fake blood and you wanted to clean your shoes off, but to me it was very incriminating, and that's where I would have drawn the indictment. That's where I would have started drawing up the indictment if I was on that jury. Now I'm not on that jury, but I'm just saying if I was on the jury, I would have started drawing the indictment up on that at that time. I'll say I'm not a rocket scientist, I'm not a brain surgeon, I'm not a licensed psychiatrist, I'm not even a forensic analyst. But I'm just a dude with a brain with an IQ presumably above 80, and I feel like I could see it from a mile away that it was definitely her shoes. Now, granted, like I said, it could have been a similar pair and not actually her shoes, but I didn't want to speak on anything until an arrest was made because I didn't want to put things out there and then make the case more difficult, because if you start putting too much speculation, it can make it too hard. It can make it more difficult to find jurors that haven't heard the story and then they're not biased anymore. And then you have to find an unbiased jury. So that's why I didn't want to speak on it until an arrest was made. So I am extremely happy that this arrest that has been a long time coming has finally happened, and hopefully the family of Miss Rivas Hernandez will be able to get justice for their daughter. We don't know what a motive might be. We don't know exactly where every single thing transpired. But what we do know is that she was in the car long enough where she started decomposing. So it didn't happen like 2 days before the police found her. It was a couple months, and David just kept going on as if nothing happened. I saw a news clip that his neighbors were happy that he got arrested because they said there were loud parties and stuff like that all through the 7 months that he was being investigated. So he just kept moving on like nothing happened, and that's kind of where I draw the line. I feel like one of his first mistakes was he started a Discord server. Now the reason I say he made a mistake with that is you don't see artists like NBA YoungBoy or Meg Thee Stallion or 21 Savage with the Discord server and interacting with fans like that all the time. They got their Instagram, they go live, they say, hey, what's up, y'all, I'm going to be at Coachella, da 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 da. But they don't really be interacting with fans like that. That's where I would say his first mistake was, because Discord is a really easy way to get messed up with a lot of things you don't need to be involving yourself with, especially if you don't have enough self-control to, prevent, like to put up boundaries. Like, it was very clear to me that it was not a good idea for him to have that Discord. And it was to the point where like people knew they were in a full blown relationship, and they would joke about like, oh, we shouldn't talk about this because the cops may get involved, and you know they're literally laughing about it in the face of law enforcement, like we shouldn't do this. And you know it was. I don't have any other words. You know, like I just hope he gets the book thrown at him for what he did. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and act like the judge, jury, and executioner myself, because that's not my place. What I will say is I hope that the judge, the jury, and you know the rest of the legal staff do their job to the best of their ability, and hopefully there is a conviction if he is found guilty. There's not much else to really say about this. I threw some gameplay in the background just so it's not just a black screen. So I hope y'all don't mind me talking over this gameplay. I first heard the story when it was like, when I first heard the story, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was straight up disgusted. Like it was really saddening and horrible for me to heard it. I couldn't believe it was real, and then the dude had the audacity to say he is going to work with law enforcement. Like, man, you kind of had to work with law enforcement. If you didn't cooperate with law enforcement, you were definitely going to get arrested earlier rather than later. Your legal counsel probably, you know, said they don't have enough evidence to prove what exactly happened. You might as well cooperate while you can. It'll probably make your charges less, and if you do get convicted, your time sentence and served will probably be less than that as well, because you came clean ahead of time and whatnot. But he apparently he was on tour when they found the body as well. Like they couldn't find the Tesla footage that should have been there, but she was in that car for months. So much so to the point where like the people who were at the tow yard when the car got impounded reported a foul odor coming from the car, and that's how they found the body. But all in all, to me, it doesn't make any logical sense why it took so long to arrest him. But you know, I'm not gonna act like the police weren't doing anything at all. You can't just arrest people on the spot all the time. That doesn't always lead to the best investigation and people actually getting convicted for crimes that they actually did. Or it sometimes leads to people being rushed in their convictions and stuff like that, and them being innocent. Like it's just best practice to gather the evidence and do things the right, proper way. You know, I think that they were conducting the research that they needed to, and doing the absolute best job to the fullest of their ability. So shout out to the Los Angeles Police Department. Way to go. Y'all doing a great job. They did a great job on this case right here. Getting that evidence to file for a probable cause arrest. So that's good, in my opinion. But yeah, there's not really much else I really want to say about it. To me, the dude's just a weirdo, and he deserves to be in that jail because, you know, he for even being with Celeste in the first place, you know, like it shouldn't have happened. I don't really know if I don't know for sure if he actually killed her, if it was an accident or whatever happened. I genuinely don't know, so I'm not going to sit here and say like it was intentionally a homicidal action. I don't know if it's because she was starting to realize the relationship wasn't going anywhere and she wanted to leave and he didn't want her to leave. I don't know if it's because like they were fooling around with each other and then he got a little too rough or whatnot. I don't know what the actual cause of death is, but yeah. With that being said, I want to say thank you guys so much for deciding to watch this video. I know it's not the normal thing that I upload all the time, but I'm trying to branch out the content just a little bit more. If you liked it, strike the like button, like a ninja really would. Subscribe to Ninja Shinobi, and I'll see all you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace out.